Hey everybody, it's Jess, and I know I've once again disappeared for almost 3 months, but I have my reasons. Um, I am currently dealing with the flu, so if I sound short of breath, it's because I am. Um, but not too long after I posted my last video, around Christmas time, I caught the flu. Actually, right around New Year's, I caught the flu. And um, it ended up being really bad. It first started off with just a sore throat, so I thought, oh, I just got a cold, whatever. And that started on like a Friday. And then it was a little bit worse on Saturday, a little bit worse than that on Sunday. Monday, I woke up with the full-blown body aches, thunderous headaches, sinus congestion, fever, like the works. And I was like, oh man, I've got the flu. So I emailed my doctor. Oh, and I just got out of the shower, so my hair's wet. So I emailed my doctor on that Monday and was like, hey, I have the flu, blah, blah, blah. And they sent in a prescription for Tamiflu for me. And so I started taking that. Felt a little bit better on Tuesday, felt even a little bit more better on Wednesday. By Wednesday night, my cough had started to get a little chunky, more productive, and so I thought, oh, well, tomorrow I'll call the doctor and get on some antibiotics because it looks like I'm starting to get some bronchitis or something. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning, and was just like, oh my God, I knew I was in serious trouble. Like, my lungs were just so full. Like, in the span of 6 hours, I went from, oh, I guess I better call for antibiotics to, oh my God, I need to get to the hospital. And so I got up, did some treatments. Luckily, I had just done laundry the day before, so like all my pajamas and like all my super comfy clothes that I had been wearing anyway because I had already been sick, those were all clean. And so I threw together a hospital bag and was out the door to the hospital by like probably 5-6 o'clock, something like that. And luckily I was still feeling good enough I was able to drive myself. Looking back on it now, actually, I probably should have woken up my roommate and had him take me. But yeah, you live and you learn. And so I was able to get all the way down to my hospital, which is like 70 miles one way. But I wanted to be with my doctors, my hospital. The hospital closest to me is not a CF center at all. They don't know much about CF, and the times I've had to gone in there for things, most of the time they think I'm drug seeking, and so they don't believe me when I tell them what's going on. So I get to the emergency room and kind of had ended up like fighting with them over getting me admitted, which that's probably a whole video in and of itself. But in the long run, they didn't know who they were messing with, and so I won that argument, got admitted, started getting loaded up on antibiotics, fluids, doing tons of breathing treatments, and spent 6 days in the hospital. And then when I came home, I actually probably should have spent like another couple days in the hospital, but I was like, I've been in here almost a week. I need to go home. Like, you can't sleep in the hospital. It's terrible. And so I was just exhausted. I needed to come home and sleep in my own bed. So even though like the next couple days at home, I was still like pretty weak and very short of breath and stuff. At least like my roommate's here and he can help me do stuff during the day and whatnot. So anyway, yeah, spent 6 days in the hospital, came home, spent a month in total on antibiotics. Pretty much the whole month of January I was on antibiotics. And February 6th, I had CF clinic and my lung function number was almost back up to where it was before I got sick. So in November, my lung function was 57%. When I got admitted to the hospital, it was 35. So I lost 22%, almost half of my lung function. The day before I went home from the hospital, it was up to 47. So I had gained 12 percentage points, which was big progress. And I was feeling better from when I came in. So that was good. And then by the time the next month rolled around, I was almost back up to pre-sick numbers. And the only reason I think I didn't get all the way back up to where I had been is because the cartilage in my ribs was still really sore from all the coughing and everything, so it hurt to take like a super deep breath for the test. So yeah, that was my January. Good times. And almost the exact same scenario happened this time around with the flu. On Saturday before I'm filming this and posting it, I had just kind of like a tickly throat thing happening, but I thought it was just allergies because I'm really allergic to cherry blossoms and they're busting out all over the place right now. We even have one in our backyard, and my parking space is underneath one. They're like my arch nemesis. They're so pretty, but I hate them. So I had a tickly throat thing happening, and then it just kind of kept getting a little worse throughout the day, and by the time I went to bed on Saturday, it was like sore throat territory, and I was like, oh great, I have a cold. Sunday, a little more of a sore throat. Monday, I woke up just in horrendous pain, just aches, fever, sinus congestion, like the whole list all over again. And I was like, how do I have the flu again? So I woke up at like 7 in the morning because I was just so achy. So I got up, I took some Tylenol, took my temperature, had a fever, and then the urgent care clinic that's really close to me that I like, you can actually go on their website and make an appointment. So I was able to make an appointment for 8 a.m., which was when they opened. So I was like the first one to see the doctor. They did a flu swab, came back positive for influenza A. So must be a different strain from when I had in January. So again, I got started on Tamiflu right away, and I, that same day, I emailed my CF doctor and was like, oh my god, I have flu again. Let's try some oral antibiotics, so hopefully we can head off the whole bronchitis situation, because January was like the sickest I've ever been, I think. And so hearing I tested positive for the flu again, I was just like, oh my god, I can't have a repeat of January. So on Monday I started Tamiflu and an oral antibiotic. Was feeling a bit better yesterday, feel quite a bit better today. No aches, no fever, no headache, still some sinus congestion. My cough has increased some, but I'm hoping that already being on the oral antibiotic, it's gonna backfire. I'm hoping with the oral antibiotic and starting it like as soon as I knew it was the flu, I'm hoping that that will be enough to head off disaster. So yeah, that's where I've been. It's okay, Cosmo. I really wish people wouldn't rev their stupid engines outside and backfire and freak out my dog. Anyway, so that's the sickness portion of this update. What else has been going on? Oh my god. Can you guys hear that? So annoying. Anyway, I'm still working with Chloe's Hope. And we are planning our big annual fundraiser in May. It's going to be a great time. I applied for a grant on behalf of Chloe's Hope. So if I get it, it's actually Chloe's Hope that's going to be getting it, but it's kind of my project within the foundation. If we get this grant, it will allow me to launch a YouTube channel separate from this one that will be art lessons specifically geared toward people with CF. I mean, anybody really, but my target audience will be people with CF, their families, siblings, parents, grandparents, caregivers, whoever. If you have anything to do with the CF community, you're my target audience. And it will be like art lessons of all kinds. And so I keep having all these really good video ideas that I want to do, but a lot of them are art related, and so I want to hold off and see if I get this grant, and then if I do, all of those videos will eventually be on that channel. If I don't get the grant, then I'll probably start doing some of them on this channel, and then reapply for the grant again next year. So cross your fingers for that. I won't know until sometime in May whether or not we get it, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I hope that we get it. It will be good for Chloe's Hope. It will be good for the CF community. Just good all around. I also got on the advisory board for my CF clinic. So that is composed of, I'm the only CF patient, because CF patients can't hang out together, so there's only one CF patient, and since my clinic also does pediatric patients, I know there's going to be at least one CF parent, maybe more, I'm not sure. We haven't even had our first meeting yet, and the social worker will be there, probably one of the nurses. There's a couple different nurse coordinators at my clinic, and it will just be to like how we're gonna come together and see like how we can make improvements in our clinic. And I really do love my clinic. I love all the staff and everything, but I think there are some things that could be done better. There's always room for improvement, I think. So even though I love them, they do a great job, I think they could do an even better job. So I'm really excited to start that. And I got invited to help plan FamilyCon this year. So last year I got invited to help plan BreatheCon, which is the CF Foundation's big annual virtual conference for adults with CF. FamilyCon, as you might guess from the name, is for the families and patients. So it's gonna be great. We haven't had our first meeting for that either, but again, I'm so excited that I was asked back, and I think it'll be a great time. So look forward to like many good things happening in the future, and I just seem to find myself keep getting more and more involved in the CF community and like advocacy and all this stuff, and which I think is great. It's what I want to be doing, and it's really good. It's nice to know that like my input and ideas are welcomed within the CF community on a small scale, like being just in my CF clinic, but also on a larger scale as far as like helping to plan conferences and things. It's really awesome. I'm so appreciative for the CF community, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds, especially like the next couple of months. A lot of awesome, amazing things are going to be happening. So I will really try to do a better job of keeping you guys updated, but it will largely depend on if I can stay healthy or not, which so far this year I can't. But I'm trying. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys are doing awesome and you're looking forward to spring, because I am. As soon as these cherry blossoms are over with, I'll be really happy. So I will see you guys later. Bye.